Hi, my name is Maddie Stokes, and for my community experience, I went to an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, and it was a really awesome experience. The meeting started, and everybody was sitting in a circle, and after some introductions and some business at the beginning, it was just open for people to make comments and to say anything that they wanted to get off their chest or they just wanted to bring up or talk about. And there was a very wide demographic there, people from their 20s all the way up to grandparent age, men and women and people with kids and people with babies. And so the comments were all different kinds of comments. One thing that stood out to me a lot while I was at this meeting is that everyone who announced themselves, just like how it is in the movies, they say, "Hi, I'm so and so, and I'm an alcoholic." And um, I was thinking how hard it must be for some of these people who have been attending these meetings for years and years and years and maybe haven't even had a drink in 10 years, but they still go to these meetings because it's still a trial in their life. It's still an addiction that they're facing and that they're trying to overcome. And I really, after this meeting, looked up to these people because I had no idea how great of a struggle it was, and I still obviously don't. But after just watching them and hearing their stories and hearing why they're trying to stop drinking and what happens when they drink and why they started drinking, it was heartbreaking. And I sat in the meeting with my eyes, trying not to cry the whole time because their stories were heartbreaking because they're just in these situations that they are trying so hard to get out of, and it's just heartbreaking to listen to. But I learned so much from being there. I know I went into the meeting a little bit nervous. I had watched a Law and Order episode about an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, and so I had my own, stereotypes and images in my head of what I was going to find, but I just found the most kind and welcoming people who were so happy to have visitors and were just so friendly and who had their own problems and were really, really just trying to become better people and who were relying on the Lord to help them through their problems. And it helped me to see um, that the gospel is so amazing and that we have such wonderful advice and guidance from the gospel, because I'm watching these people who they were telling stories about why they started drinking and how, whether they did it to be rebellious to their parents or because they thought it was fun, they thought it would make them happy, whatever, they are all now facing the reciprocations of those actions, and years and years and years down the road, they're still trying to overcome their addiction to alcohol. And it helped me to be so grateful for what we have in the gospel and for the guidance that we have. And it also really helped me to see that these people are so awesome. They're trying so hard to overcome their addictions, and they all talked about how they were relying on the Lord and they couldn't make it through a day without alcohol if they didn't have the higher power with them to help them overcome their addiction. And that was really moving and meaningful for me to hear. I think that this will be helpful in my preparing to become a teacher, because it's so easy to judge people. And if I had seen any of those people, on the streets, or if I hadn't listened to what they had to say at the meeting, I could have just been like, oh, I don't, just, they're addicted to alcohol for various reasons, and just judge them for it, where I have no idea why they started drinking alcohol. I have no idea how hard they're trying to stop drinking alcohol and what they're doing with their lives. And it goes back to the one story or the single story thing. I think that this will help me when I'm a teacher to really just not judge my kids and not judge their parents, and just support them and help them and let them know that they're loved and that I'm there for them, because sometimes that's all that you can do for people that are struggling. And I'm just really grateful for this opportunity because it was an awesome experience, and I'm probably going to go back, to be honest. It was really awesome.